back again with another video. As you can see on the board, we have a geometric diagram. So now, this is one of favorite topic. All answers are there. They are looking at us already. We just need to figure them out. So now, I'm with Elami here. She will be just showing you what is it that she knows when it comes to this diagram. So now, as you can simply see here, the statement telling us that we're given that AC is parallel to DE. And on the diagram, we can also see those two parallel lines. So AC is parallel to DE, and we are looking for X. So now I'll give it to Elami so that we check what is it. It seems like you're in the class. Okay, fine. So now, yeah, she will just tell us what is it that she knows when it comes to whatever that we're seeing here. So the first thing first, there's a mnemonic that we use, a technique which we use to identify whether it's corresponding, whether it's alternating, whether it's vertical opposite. What is that mnemonic we use? Can you write it on the board so that they can see that mnemonic? Okay, fine. F, we use F for what? For corresponding, right? Can you write it? We use F for corresponding. Then U is for what? For co-interior, right? So meaning that within our angles in co-interior, so when we have co-interior, when we add this angle as well as this angle, they give us what? 180 degrees. So those are co-interior angles. How about N? Alternating angles, right? Yeah, write it. Alternating angles. Then X? Vertical opposite. X is vertical opposite angles. Okay. Now, guys, this is what we use at all times to help us identify angles on a geometric diagram. It's the very same thing as trigonometry, where we use SOHCAHTOA for reminding ourselves when it comes to the trig ratios. So now, we're going to be using this. We're using letters, either F, either U, either N or Z, either X, to identify those angles there. So now, when looking at it, Elamine, from Fun X, is there any letter that you can see on the diagram linking this angle of angle D, which is 115 degrees? Is there any letter here? Which one is that letter? F, ne? Can we show them? Where is that F? Okay, so the F is here. This is our F here. This is our F. So now, if we see that we have F, remember we said these two angles should be equal, right? So which angles are equal in this case?
Angle C2 and
angle D, which is 115 degrees. So now, can we write our first statement? Now we need to move. Remember, we're looking for X. So we need to move from here now. Our angle C2 is going to be equal to a 115 degrees. So now remember, when it comes to geometry, at all times we ensure that each and every statement we write, it is accompanied by the reason. So Elam is going to write the reason there to. Okay, fine. This is how we write the reasons whenever we are shortening them. So this is corresponding angles in full, but we just write core angles there. So now we already know that, okay, fine, our angle C2 is equal to 115 as identified by Elamine. So now, moving forward, since we know that angle C2 is 115, remember the question is saying we must look for X. So now, what is it that we can see there, Elamine? What's the relationship between angle C1 as well as angle C2?
They are on a straight line.
They are on a straight line, right? So we know that when we are adding two angles in a straight line, they give us what? 180. Can we continue so that we can find angle C2? What is it that we can have now? Angle C1 plus angle C2 equals to 180 degrees. Yes. Each and every statement that we write, it's always accompanied by what? By a reason. So the reason here, you can just write sum of angles in a triangle. Sum Okay, supplementary angles too. C1 as well as C2. Yes, this is brilliant. I even forgot supplementary. But yeah, this is brilliant. Supplementary angles C1 plus C2 that equals 180. Understand? If, in fact, each and every pair of angles, whenever we're adding them, we're getting 180. We call them as supplementary angles. Now, do we have C2? Can we substitute and solve for angle C2, C1? Let's solve for angle C1. Okay, our angle C1 is going to be equals to 65 degrees. This is correct. 180 minus 115 degrees, we get 65 degrees. Okay, come this side now so that you can continue writing here. So now we already know that, okay, fine. Angle C1 is 65 degrees. So meaning that here we have 65 degrees. Now we are left with angle X, we are left with angle 85, and we are left with angle 65 degrees. They are all in the same triangle. What is it that you can see there, Elam? If we have 35 degrees, angle X and angle 65 there. So how do we find X? We add all these three angles that are equal to what?
180 degrees.
Yes, it's the basic that we know from the sum of interior angles of the triangle. When adding all the angles within a triangle, they should give us 180 degrees. Can we write that step there as well as the reason? So 35 degrees plus 65 degrees plus X equals to 180 degrees. So yeah, sum of interior angles in a triangle. So now we have 35 here plus 65 plus X, which is equal to 180 degrees. So now we now know that, okay, fine, 35 plus 65. This is going to give us 100, right? So now when that gives us 100, we're going to have 100 plus X, write it, Elam. 100 plus X, which is equal to 180. Then continue to solve that X. Our X is equal to 108 degrees minus 100 degrees, yes. Then X is equal to 80 degrees. Now, so now this X is equals to 80 degrees, as you can see on the board. So now this was just short. It's just that now, whenever it comes to geometry, it will represent itself as if it's something that is difficult based on the diagram itself. So when looking at the diagram, you might be confused at some point. But if you know mnemonics that we use, like fun X, it's something that can help. Even when it comes to trigonometry, whenever you are dealing with triangles, if you know SOHCAHTOA, there's no way you're going to go wrong. Just start creating those mnemonics, then they're going to help you somewhere, somehow, whenever you're dealing with your diagrams. But at the end of the day, as I said at the beginning of the video, that all the answers were there. It's just us having to look for them, and they're here in front of us. It's just simple and straightforward. So we have come up to the end of the video. Thank you guys. We're just gonna come back with another video. We're still gonna do a lot of problems. We have a lot of problems to do, a lot of problems to solve. As you can see, they're not okay. We are busy solving. So thank you so much. Have a great one.